Tonight, from Orlando, Florida, it's time for Monday Night Football on EA Sports. As we'll see Deshaun Watson and the Orlando Sentinels taking on Jared Goff and the London Monarchs.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the London Monarchs and the Orlando Sentinels. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without it.
It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. Taking in at the 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They will be led out by their dual-threat quarterback, the veteran from Clemson. It's Deshaun Watson.
Had a chance to meet him while he was still at Clemson at a summer camp, partner. And this is one of the best kids you're going to meet out there. And he doesn't say a whole lot, but it's fun to watch how people respond to him. When he was a camp counselor, the kids just flocked around him like the Pied Piper, just as his teammates did while he was at Clemson.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
First and 10.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 67 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Number 33. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Throwing on 3rd down. Watson. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Back to the air. Goff on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. T.J. T.J. Watt. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Goff. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start with the option. Stop shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
It's a pickup of 3.
From the 44, Watson. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back to throw, Watson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
42-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up
throwing again on 2nd down. Watson, he'll rifle this one deep right side. Nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
He was covered by Jair Alexander.
Again, it's Watson. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. You never want to give up a sack. And from the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a gain of 5. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
3rd and inches.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down.
Damian Harris.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
1st down, Monarchs.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
A gain of 14.
The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. 9 catches, 113 yards, and a score.
I like the performances he's put up throughout the year. That's the reason he's ranked number 9 in the league in receiving yards. In a league that throws the ball around like crazy, number 9's a good number.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Derek Brown. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Play action. It's Goff. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Defense.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
They'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Big Derek Brown making the stop. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 37-yard line.
Out of the gun. Goff. He's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
A gain of 22 yards. 1st down, Monarchs.
We're scoreless after 1.
With no score.
2nd quarter now, and it's London with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Harris. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now Harris. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Here's Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3.
Sentinels nothing.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Orlando takes back over on offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
At the 23, it's second and 12. Out of the gun, Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
10 at the 36-yard line.
Toss play to Jackson. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Play to the running back.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Behind the chain, second and 12. From the gun, here's Watson. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And now look at this. Big gain, but fumble. And the defense will get their hands on it. They'll be away. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this? We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
They'll start the drive with Harris. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line.
The ball carrier.
A big play there. 49 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. They'll try and run with Harris. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Damian Harris, his third touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
The try here for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Take over first and 10. At their own 22-yard line.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm?
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. The decision that time was to keep it, and not a great one. Once he got out right with the football, there was just nowhere to go.
And I felt bad for his offensive line there because their job is to create creases, right? Create openings. But if those defenders keep their shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and refuse to be budged, that's the end result. No place for him to turn upfield. No chance to gain any yardage.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Another try after the first down sack. Watson, and seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete.
On the throw.
Now it's 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
On 3rd down, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking 1st down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And now the ball's out. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Now Goff on 1st down. And he's going to drop this down to Harris, middle of the field. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
This is Harris on the draw. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Ball carrier.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's gone. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
Complete to number 88.
They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move.
1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 19.
Goff now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spend too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
At the 5-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal.
First and goal.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
Pickup of 2. Brings up second.
On second and goal. Goff. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. About a half yard from the end zone. Third and goal.
It's third down and goal.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Now the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. That time a 9-play drive.
17. Sentinels nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First down and 10.
Deshaun Watson making his way back out. The focus of our player's spotlight. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well. But the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
And he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Forced out to his left. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Deshaun Watson so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on second and long. Watson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Catch made by Slayton. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
2-yard line.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play.
A 44-yard attempt.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you cross town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and that one is still scoreless as they play in the second quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it was Jared Goff with a strong first half. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Their own 23-yard line.
London about set to take over on offense. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be second and very short.
On the pickup. It's second and inches at the 33.
Now gone. Blitz coming, and down he goes. T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down.
They need stops to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll run on first down. Harris. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Goff. Open man is Denzel Mims. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Goff now looking to throw. Quick slant to Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
Goff. And that's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Throwing on third. Goff. He's got this one completed to Mims. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
This is obviously a critical sequence for this defense if they want to stay in this game. Down 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That'll make things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Now Goff. His pass caught at the 4. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown.
We dominate.
A 9-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
Sentinels 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the 27, Watson under pressure now. Watson, and down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? A shotgun snap for Watson. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Getting set to go again here on offense, Jared Goff trots back onto the field. And after a rough start, as we take a peek at the numbers, he's going in the right direction now.
So often when you see a game start the way we saw this one start for him, you just wonder if he's got a chance to bring it back at all, and that's exactly what he's done. Love seeing that happen simply because you know a guy has struggled, and now he's found a way to make things better. That's pretty good stuff right there.
From the 44, Goff able to connect with Mims.
Goff's pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
A gain of 4. And it's third down.
This is Harris. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there, 10 yards.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on first and second down, because that leaves them third and short, third and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Incomplete. It's now second down.
Back to the air. Goff on second down. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
14. First down, Monarchs.
They run with Harris. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
Brings up second and 4.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And a short gain here down to the 22. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
On the tackle. It's a gain of a yard. And it's third.
They'll run with Harris. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This from 36 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24.
27. Sentinels 3.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Orlando takes back over on offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now it's Watson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line.
Brought down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be third and forever. Operating from the gun, Watson. And he bats it away and it falls down incomplete.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you're doing across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case, well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
First down, and they go back to Harris. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Harris, the
last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
On the tackle. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
On the ground, it's Harris.
Damian Harris, the ball carrier.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want
under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll kick it away for the second time. A punt of 32 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
26-yard line.
Orlando takes back over on offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Watson on first down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's got room. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. From the gun, Watson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Watson looks to throw again. That's complete to Slayton. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And at the 30-yard line.
To the air yet again, Watson. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
They run on first down with Jackson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun, Watson. And that'll be incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Watson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incomplete.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Darius Slayton, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
He's got it. So they convert the 2 that keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
And a London first down.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee. 2nd and 11. This is Harris. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This to make it a 3-score game late. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for our visitors, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.